Boom. All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk to you about why I view corrections or red days like today as opportunities. You guys, I say it all the time and I'll continue to say it because it's true. Corrections are a healthy part of every bull market. This is especially true for us considering we cover so many exciting, revolutionary, world-changing sectors here on the channel. With exciting price action will come volatility. Nothing just goes straight up forever, but if you think the fundamentals are still there, if the overall uptrend is still there, then it's perfectly acceptable and makes sense to me personally to view corrections or pullbacks as buying opportunities. And I'm always excited to sit down and record these videos for you guys because I personally think that it's significantly more important to cover the red days, the bad days, the hard days than the green days and the good days, because the days that are bad are the ones that build character. They're the ones that sharpen your skills as a trader and ultimately make you a stronger trader. All right, so I'm excited to get into this. We will of course cover some of these plays that got pretty beat up today, but we have some other things to cover as well, so let's get into it. As always, we'll quickly go over each topic we're going to be discussing and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, of course, TradingView, we got to talk some of the sea of red that is the watches. We will cover the following names today in this order, once again, going down the very, very red watches that you can see here on the right. Kicking it off with the Mars rover, the Mars shot that is alternate systems or ALYI. This is personally my favorite pullback play right now because it perfectly tested my ultimate bottom side price targets. Okay, so we will kick it off with what I still believe is an extremely exciting microcap play in ALYI. We will then move on to two plays that all of you know got beat up yesterday. Things didn't quite play out the way I expected them to, if you guys caught yesterday's video covering Riot Blockchain and Marathon Patent Group. But we'll move on to our still favorite Bitcoin miners, even after today's pullback. Riot Blockchain, Marathon Patent Group move into XNET or XNET, a very exciting blockchain play, and then close it out, close at least the crypto sector out with Bitcoin, the king of crypto, the king of the sector, because ultimately Bitcoin's price action will dictate that of the rest of the crypto market for the most part. All right, but we will close it out on a little good note with Hylion or HYLN. Very exciting play as well if you guys have been keeping up with the channel. Hylion saw some green today, one of the very few plays in the entire market that saw some green, so we will close it out on a good note, and I'll talk to you guys about where I think Hylion could be going next. Okay, so that is all the technicals, of course, price targets, price action, good old technical analysis we will be covering today. But I do want to kick the video off with the intro to this morning's newsletter. As you guys know, I do write these during market hours, during real time. So this is just kind of a reflection of my thoughts while I'm trading during all the madness that was today. And again, this is just kind of to give you guys an idea of my psychology, how I act, the actions I take on red days, on corrections, and how, again, just how I as a trader view days like today. So we will kick it off by reading through this, and you know what, we'll just do that now, and then we'll do the little plugs and whatnot. Okay, so good morning from a stormy day in Hawaii. So you guys, literally as I speak right now, it is thunder and lightning outside. I don't know if you guys will hear it, but very stormy in Hawaii. I was actually stoked to record this video today as well because it really sets the mood. But again, you guys, there's always a silver lining. The storms make for bluer skies the next day. Okay, so the weather is feeling very appropriate today because there are storm clouds over pretty much the entire market right now. Today is definitely a stinger. Definitely saw some red in the portfolio today, be completely transparent with you guys. Not all days are going to be good days, and that's okay. That's the game. Always remember though, guys, corrections are a healthy part of every bull market. Repeat that one more time. Repeat after me. Corrections are a healthy part of every bull market. Get the weekends out of here. Make room for the strong. On days like these, I remind myself to stay cool and composed. It's important to keep your eyes on the prize and stay rational. It's easy to get emotional on days like these and make trades that you may regret in retrospect. When you act out of rationale as opposed to emotion, you have the edge, especially in our retail-flooded market environment. Money is flying all over the place. So again, keep in mind, you guys, there's so many new traders out there. And it's not that I discount the strength, the hand strength, the diamond hands of many of the new investors that are in the markets. But I've been there. Many of us have been there. If you guys are a veteran trader, you would know that as much as you think you have hand strength, when push really comes to shove, it's really tough to keep those diamond hands strong. Okay, so again, I don't discount the fact that many, if you happen to be new, you may have strong hands, but the reality is when things get emotional, when things get volatile, the hand strength really weakens. Okay, I didn't do all that much in the portfolio today, but I did capitalize on what I believe to be some solid buying opportunities. So then I just talked to you, just mentioned the stocks that we're going to cover, and we will cover some of these names today, okay? But again, you guys, just keep in mind, there's always silver lining. There's always bluer skies on the other side of the storm. And if you're prepared for the storm, if you know how to capitalize on that storm, then you will be rewarded in the long run, okay? So again, that was that. I just wanted to kick it off with that. I feel like that was a good note to start off with. But before we get into the charts, as always, I will ask you guys to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today, or if you're trading or invested in any of the stocks we're going to be talking about. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, want to catch more exciting content like this, want to lose more money like us, and of course check out my complete portfolio daily newsletter. First link down in the description if you want a complete breakdown, entire portfolio, all my call options, put options, stock positions, and I do update that every trading day during market hours and send out a newsletter explaining my thoughts, rationalizing my trades with you guys, and just letting you guys know what I think is important. Throwing some charts, throwing some analyses in there. Even if I don't trade, just let you guys know what I'm keeping an eye on, okay? And again, this is the intro to the morning's newsletter. We'll just scroll down to show you guys a few of that. There was like 7 of those today. Again, all these names here, but just to give you guys an idea of what you'd see in your inbox, all right? So again, appreciate it if you check it out. 15 bucks, first link down in the description. 15 bucks a month, that is. Appreciate it if you do. If not, no worries. And then at the end of the video, try to keep this quick, you guys. I want to hit up my IG for a story I posted this morning because I want to share it to you guys. I don't always do this, and I definitely won't do this a lot, but this is kind of my daily routine. So I want to talk to you guys about health and how I view health and why I put so much weight on health in my life, just as a baseline for everything, for performance in every other aspect of my life. So we will talk about this at the end. I know many of you may not be interested, and I'll appreciate it if you stuck around, but if not, it's no big at all. But if you're interested, again, stick around and talk about health a little bit at the end here. Anyway, that said, let us get into ALYI. So alternate systems, again, a very, very exciting microcap play here. Let's take a look quickly at ALYI's market cap. ALYI is currently sitting at a market cap of only $10 million, you guys. It's crazy to think about of how far ALYI has come just in the time since we started covering it at like 2 cents just a few weeks back. But ALYI saw an insane rally up to about 20 cents prior to seeing this correction over the course of the past week or so. Okay, so let's do a quick price range here just to get an idea of how far ALYI has actually corrected. So ALYI 20 cents high back on February 10th. Today, it reached a low of about 80 cents, so that is a total of about a 60% correction. I was personally very, very comfortable accumulating around here, just like the last time we covered it, again, covered in the newsletter. Very, very comfortable accumulating ALYI around a 50% correction. Again, you guys, the fundamentals around ALYI are so strong. The story is so good, and as we all know, we do live in a story stock market. So ALYI, in so many different aspects of a trade, is very exciting to me. And personally, I think that this is a very good buying opportunity considering my ultimate price target for ALYI is $10. Maybe it'll take a year, maybe it'll take 2, maybe it'll take 3, but ultimately, I do have a very, very bullish, very optimistic price target for ALYI down the line, all right? So my price target in the short to medium term, though, which is probably more important for this video, is going to be this top line of resistance on the overall uptrend. Once again, beginning at the end of January 26th, we set this first high point right here at about 7 cents. Again, we see these 2 highs that happened just over a week ago around 20 cents, and it only makes sense to me that this trend will continue, again, because I'm bullish on the fundamentals of ALYI. If I wasn't bullish on the fundamentals, if I thought this was just a pump and dump like Dogecoin, sorry if I'm offending any of you, but because I'm bullish on the fundamentals of alternate systems, of this stock as a company and a trade, and just in so many different aspects, I'm very, very comfortable buying around here. So again, ALYI did today test the initial high of this parabolic rally, I would call it. I guess this would be technically the previous high prior to this parabolic high. So maybe we come down a little bit further to like 70 cents, but even if we do, I'll still view that as even more appealing of a buying opportunity because, again, my ultimate medium-term, short to medium-term price target, say we hit ALYI, say we test this top line of resistance for ALYI on the overall uptrend on March 1st. Again, you guys keep in mind, I just randomly draw these price targets around. It's all dependent on when it does strike this line of resistance. So if we do hit it on March 1st, that would take us to about a 35-cent ALYI, which would be absolutely amazing. Again, you guys keep in mind, none of this is guaranteed to play out. This is just what I'm expecting to happen, and always know that my money is on what I'm saying. Okay, so that is alternate systems. Again, just a very, very exciting, very, very promising play in my eyes. But as always, you guys, with all of these, do your own research, make your own decisions. You guys know the drill there. So move on to, again, the Bitcoin miners. They got absolutely roughed up today. Riot Blockchain Marathon Patent Group. So Riot did perfectly come down today, almost twice. But in after hours trading, I believe Riot is down about 5%. So it did actually, I think it has officially broken this top line of resistance. Okay, so Riot Blockchain came down to test the previous line of resistance. Again, you guys, TA 101 right here. Previous resistance will act as a new support, okay? So Riot Blockchain came down perfectly to test the previous line of resistance, use it as new support, and it's very, very likely to be, now that it's broken, that'll come down probably a little more. Again, you guys, keep in mind, this is very, very dependent on Bitcoin's price action, which once again, we will get into after we cover some of these crypto plays. But Riot Blockchain came down. It is in after hours below this line as we speak. So it will be interesting to see what plays out tomorrow. Again, just like in yesterday's video, I covered my comfort level of buying more Riot, specifically call options on Riot, would be down here, would be down in this area around the $45 level, because that is the line, that was the previous line of resistance on the long-term uptrend. Once Riot broke above this, that's when we really went parabolic. It barely even used the shorter term trend line. So that's what gives me reason to believe that this is going to be a stronger trend line. This is the trend line in play. And because I am bullish on Bitcoin, of course, considering Riot Blockchain and Marathon Patent Group are both Bitcoin mining companies, they are paid in Bitcoin. I'm still bullish on both these plays. Maybe the short term is going to look a little sketchy, but the medium to long term is what I'm primarily focused on as a swing trader myself, and that is what I play personally. Okay, so again, I'm personally comfortable once again buying Riot at $45. This is a little too sketchy for me still because it's the top line, the absolute top line of resistance, but if we are able to come down to test this longer term line of resistance, successfully use it as support once again, I will be very, very confident buying Riot around $45. Okay, so that is Riot Blockchain. Let's move on to Marathon Patent Group. Marathon Patent Group is looking a lot more appealing to me from a technical perspective, but again, this is all very dependent on what Bitcoin does as an asset overall. Okay, so Marathon Patent Group came down today to perfectly test these previous highs prior, like pretty much just erasing the gains of the previous week. So that's what I like to see. It is still technically setting higher highs and higher lows, just from a very general perspective. That is very bullish for Marathon Patent Group. So again, Marathon Patent Group, from a technical perspective, sold. You guys know I love Riot, but Mara still has some catch up to play, and I'm personally still, even after today's pullback, more bullish on Marathon Patent Group as opposed to Riot Blockchain. Okay, so again, I personally did buy more Mara today. I'll say that straight up. I bought more Mara calls today. So if it tanks tomorrow, then that's a bummer. But again, that's the game, you guys, and that's the game we're playing, and that's okay, because ultimately we may see even better buying opportunities in the near future. Okay, so however these happen to play out, Mara, if we do see it play some catch up with Riot, even if Riot continues to fall a little more, say they meet in the middle at like $50, maybe some of the capital from Riot that's been so excited about Riot flows into Mara. And that would again balance, of course, if that happened, that would obviously balance them out. So my top side price target for Mara, although unlikely if the rest of the sector pulls back, is ultimately going to test this top line of resistance on this medium term uptrend beginning in mid-December. If we do hit that, which I think is likely at some point, I don't know when, maybe it takes a month, maybe we see a pullback for a week or two before resuming the overall uptrend, but ultimately this is my price target on Mara. Say we hit it mid-March, and again, you guys, that's the fun thing about this. The further out we extend here, the higher this goes. So maybe we hit it mid-March, March 15th, for example, would be an $83, $84 Mara. Okay, so as always, you guys, I do encourage you to go into your trading view, draw these trend lines for yourself. It's very easy, and again, keep an eye on these for yourself, because these trend lines are definitely in play right now. Okay. So that is Marathon Patent Group. Again, if it falls, my lower price target for Mara would be this previous high, which really nicely actually almost lines up with this previous line of resistance right here. If we actually extend this out to the very, very baseline of support, say we pull down here, meet this initial high set January 8th. If we do just go on a downtrend for a little bit and go sideways for a while, then my absolute bottom side price target for Marathon Patent Group would be at about $28.50. Okay, so it's just $30 just to keep it not greedy, again, just to play it conservatively. About $30 is going to be my bottom side price target for Mara, and that is where I'll be very, very comfortable, definitely establishing a very solid size position. Okay, again, I'm still bullish, I remain bullish, but if it does continue to fall, then again, that's the game and it presents more opportunity. Moving on, Gennet, which perfectly, love to see this, perfectly tested our previous line of resistance. Again, act as new support. Just talked about this in yesterday's video. I thought this was very likely to happen. And as I did state in yesterday's video as well, I picked up more Gennet calls. All right, so as Gennet pulled back, again, you can see it sitting pretty much perfect. I think Gennet is actually up a little bit in after hours, which makes me very optimistic on that play going into the trading day tomorrow. But if Gennet does actually reverse, then my upside price targets remain exactly the same as yesterday. So Gennet, again, if it does break this, then that is not a good sign, and that probably will lead to more short-term downside. But because it used today, like it closed perfectly pretty much on this new line of support that was once resistance. Very, very strong long-term line of resistance. So it makes perfect sense to me that this came into play. Perfectly bounced off it in this 4 hour. It did close exactly on the line of resistance, which gives me reason to believe that we could definitely see a reversal, like a pretty quick reversal in Gennet. And also considering that Genet's high back in 2017 during the initial Bitcoin cryptocurrency rally of 2017, not the initial, but the recent one, you guys know what I'm saying, was at $25. And Gennet, unlike Riot and Mara, unlike many of these other crypto plays, has not really played catch up yet to its previous high, to its high 4 years ago. Okay, so it would make me very, very that's just another not necessarily fundamental, but chart-like fundamental characteristic of Gennet that gives me the impression to believe that this could see more positive price action as opposed to much of the rest of the sector, specifically Bitcoin mining companies. So Gennet upside price target, if we do see a reversal, maybe we hit this next week, would be about 1350. All right, so this remains my upside price target. If we do fall below this, then I will of course adjust the portfolio appropriately, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I remain bullish on Gennet. So all that said, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually, over the course of this conversation, has broken this like bull flag kind of pennant formation that we're seeing here. Okay, so right before I started recording this video, Bitcoin was up here. It did technically break below this now, but you could also still pretty much you could also still look at this as somewhat of a bull flag. Okay, so again, bull flag, parabolic move up followed by a descending triangle. This is a pretty conservative trend line right here. So if you use this low right here prior to this big move up, prior to start this descending triangle, then it looks like Bitcoin on kind of the shorter term time frame. Again, keep in mind, you guys, I'm very macro bullish on Bitcoin, but we might see a pullback now that I'm looking at this. Okay, so I will remain optimistic for the purpose of this video, but just know there is definitely some hesitance for the performance of Bitcoin in the back of my mind, considering we did just break kind of this nice little pennant formation right here, which is just like a wedge. It looks like a wedge, okay, like a symmetrical triangle. And again, I hope it happens. We did also break back into this channel, this previous channel that we were in right here. So this gives me reason to believe that maybe we come down to pull back to like 48K, test the bottom side of this channel before giving it another try to the upside. But maybe this bull flag does play out. The fundamentals behind Bitcoin, you guys, have never been stronger. So I remain bullish on Bitcoin. From a fundamental perspective, of course. From a technical perspective, I would say it's like a 50-50 at this point. I'm really like, there's nothing giving me reason to believe, aside from the overall uptrend, that we will really, like, I'm not super bullish on Bitcoin from a technical perspective, but if there's a 50-50 and I'm bullish on the fundamentals, and I'm taking the green side of that 50. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. Maybe this does resolve. If it does happen, like, if this does play out a bull flag, it will definitely be resolved by Friday, by the end of the trading week. So we will see if that happens. If it breaks below this, if it closes below, most importantly, like probably this level right here, if we drop below 50K, then it's pretty much inevitable in my mind that we ultimately see more short-term downside. But again, you guys, ultimately my price target medium term for Bitcoin over the coming month or two is going to be at $80,000, and I'll show you guys why. So again, I feel like I'm showing the same thing every day. I hope you guys don't mind, but just to let you guys know again, Bitcoin ultimately I think will reach 80K, probably just to be conservative. Say March 10th. Again, this is all just randomized, but March 10th, March 7th, if we do strike this top line of resistance on the overall uptrend for Bitcoin, again, you see higher highs, higher lows here. This is still definitely in an overall uptrend. I think it's very likely that we use this line of resistance on the overall uptrend as the next line of resistance, as the next touching point to the upside. And say we hit it on March 7th, because it's very steep, it increases very quickly. Say March 9th, that brings us to about a $90,000 Bitcoin. Okay, so again, it's all dependent on when Bitcoin chooses to strike this trend, this line of resistance. Maybe we extend out further. Maybe we extend out to March 22nd. So let's take us to 100K. So if we strike this trend line on March 22nd, say we see a correction, say we go sideways for a little bit, and then see that next parabolic move up, probably catalyzed by another institution coming in, because they just keep coming, which is the primary fundamental factor behind Bitcoin really succeeding right now. I think it's very, very likely that ultimately we test this trend line. Again, it's all dependent on when it hits, but March 22nd would be cool. That takes us to almost exactly 100K, and I will definitely take that. All right. So again, you guys, let's close it out with Hylion with a little splash of green in here, and talk about Hyliion's price action today. We're gonna have to zoom in here a little bit, okay? So Hylion today saw some very, whoops, don't want to do that. So Hylion today saw some very exciting price action kind of in the last hour or so of the market, hour or two of the market, because we're on the hourly, of course. So Hylion here was actually in the red today, but it did pull a reversal. It did pull a 1-2 on us, pulled a fast one, and did pop up about 5%. I think it was up. It went pretty parabolic, as much as I think 6%, to ultimately test the top side of this line. This is a very conservative. This is a bull flag right here, you guys. It's a very short flagpole, as you can see here, but a parabolic move up followed by a descending triangle. We've seen so many of these over the course of this 2020-2021 bull market, or just bull market in all markets. Okay, so many bull flags, probably my single favorite pattern in the entire markets, and it's very likely to me that ultimately Hylion will resolve this bull flag to the upside, hence the name of bull flag. Okay, so this will, similar to Bitcoin, this will be resolved by tomorrow. So if Hylion does close below like 17.50, if we do see like a $17.50 Hylion, pretty much if Hylion is in the red tomorrow, then that would make me a lot more bearish on Hylion, and again, that would suck, but I remain bullish because this is a nice bull flag looking pattern right here. Definitely a descending triangle, solid base with a descending line of resistance on the top side. So again, this will be resolved by tomorrow. Keep a close eye on it, you guys. If it does break out of this, say if we break, I will say if we break 1950 tomorrow, if we close a 4-hour above 1950 tomorrow, then that makes me very short-term bullish on Hylion. And as you guys know, if you have watched the previous Hylion videos, let's go to the 4-hour and zoom out a little bit. Actually, no, we're gonna have to go to the daily for this one. So we're gonna have to really zoom out because Hylion is actually in a very long-term correction, which for the duration of this area is why this is a very good example of where I view opportunity in a pullback, and this is a very macro pullback. So let's zoom out here and take a look at Hylion on the macro charts. Again, Hylion saw a crazy parabolic move up way back in the summer, and the 1st of September it reached its high at about $58. Since then, it's really been on a decline from its high in September to its low over here, to its absolute low in mid-December. That is a 75% correction. And among promising companies, again, you guys, I wouldn't be saying this if I wasn't fundamentally bullish on Hylion. I've done the solo analysis on Hylion a long time ago, if you do want to check that out. Hylion, a very cool EV focused company, but they target powertrains, they target electrifying kind of like big semi-trucks and moving trucks, like mover trucks and whatnot. All trucks are moving, but very exciting play fundamentally. I think it's only a matter of time before Hylion sees another pop. Again, their new battery news, their revised battery, their more economical battery is what sparked the recent rally. And again, when there's a fundamental catalyst behind a heavily corrected stock that has fundamental potential, it gives me reason to believe that we'll probably see another move up, and that this will continue, especially as somewhat of a hedge. If we do see cryptocurrency continue to correct, then there's still so much money, there's still so much capital that wants to be put to work in this market, you guys. And that's why I think if we do happen to see, and I'm not saying this will happen, but if we do happen to see capital flow out of other sectors, I think it will flow into more promising sectors that haven't really been seeing as much love, like EVs, okay? And this is also promising for ALYI, which is like the EV Harley Davidson as I describe it, okay? So ultimate top side price target for Hylion, say we hit it by, because we're on the daily, we're gonna have to really zoom in here. Say we go parabolic in Hylion, say we hit it by March 1st, that would take us to about 32.50, and the reason I say this is because this would test the overall line of resistance on the downtrend. Okay, so as opposed to many of these other plays, this line of resistance is on an overall downtrend. So you're using these touch points right here. It's very likely to me that these will once again come into play. This trend line will once again come into play, and again, maybe we'll probably see some resistance right here. If we do break through it, then that's great. Then maybe we will reach all-time highs in Hylion, considering it's a very small company at just $3.2 billion market cap, which for the EV sector is very small. So it does not take much capital inflow. It doesn't take much interest in the stock. We've seen it happen before. There's no reason for me not to believe that we could see it again. And yeah, topside price target for Hylion, say we hit it March 1st, would be about $32. All right. So very exciting there. And I think we'll call it there, you guys. Please let me know down in the comments below what play of these that we spoke about today you're the most bullish on. And I just remember that we got to cover this. So let's cover this quick. Zoom in shot, and I'll just show you guys some of this. So again, I did shout this out to the Discord group, and I just wanted to share with you, obviously showed it to the Instagram because it's on my story, but I wanted to share this with you guys because I do consider health to be such an important factor in my life and such a foundational aspect of why I'm able to perform at high levels in other aspects of my life. Because as I say right here, a healthy body equals the most capable mind. The healthier your body is, the more capable, the more optimally you can mentally perform. And again, you guys, I've been stumbling in this video, to be honest. I just finished a cardio workout, and I'm getting hot in here. Although it's stormy outside, it's super humid, and I'm honestly sweating a bit. I'm sure you guys noticed that. But again, I do prioritize health a lot, and I just wanted to let you guys know that, because I want you guys to understand that it's not only trading, it's not only your mental game, but in a sense it actually is your mental game, because your physicality, your health, the performance of your body is directly correlated to the performance of your mind. And I'm not saying that if you're out of shape, if you're not a healthy person, that you can't operate at a very efficient mental level. But say you're a super smart person and you're out of shape, I can guarantee you that if you take pride in your health, if you're mindful of your health, if you take the necessary actions and steps towards becoming as healthy as you possibly can, you're gonna be way smarter and way more mentally efficient. Okay, so I just wanted to let you guys know that. Again, you guys can check this out on my IG, or just zoom in right here on some of these supplements. Some of my bone broth, olive oil, that's like the daily. I usually fast for like 16 to 18 hours per day, intermittent fast, and then I'll eat within a feeding window of like 6 to 8 hours. Okay, so this is my break fast. I will usually get a workout in. Again, I definitely regret. I'm sweating right now, you guys. This never happens, but I did just do I did do a pretty high intensity cardio workout before this. Will not be doing that again. But again, this is usually how I kick off my mornings after a fasted workout. Bone broth, olive oil, colostrum, lion's mane, very good for the mind right there. Lion's mane. I also have some like nootropic supplements right here that I always take before the videos as well, and then some NO, some nitric oxide booster, and then some on it supplements. If you guys are familiar with Joe Rogan, that is his company. Very good stuff there. But again, you guys, we'll call it there. If you're still here, if you're still watching, I appreciate you. I'll see you in the comment section down below, and until next time, guys, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.